Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a pretty big update on the DrLupo chess drama here in May of 2025. Now, most of you would have likely watched the first video that I made on the subject, or other creators who made videos. Some of you may have not. So to run you up to speed in a couple of sentences. Earlier this month, again, May 2025, late April, there was a chess tournament on chess.com called GothamChess, where streamers, athletes, various celebrities, and so on play chess against each other. And DrLupo, very big streamer, content creator, long time in the industry, was found to be playing unfairly, to be cheating in one of his matches against Wolfie, who is a Pokemon creator, likely among other things. And DrLupo was banned from the tournament. This led to a big kind of trail of events, a butterfly effect, where he came out and gave a justification, not a justification, an explanation of what happened, which was insufficient. People did not like that explanation, and it wasn't a true explanation. And then he posted the real thing. Now, I just want to quickly say, I made a video about the first part of this incident. I wasn't happy with how I did it. It was not my best performance. First of all, in the beginning of that video, I made comments like, this is the biggest chess channel, so I have to cover this. That was kind of me just stammering, because I really don't like making videos where I feel like I'm crusading against an individual. And my perception of DrLupo, as someone who doesn't follow much gaming, was he's an OG of the streaming and gaming community. He raises money for St. Jude's. Husband, he's a dad. He just did something stupid. What's the big, it's a big deal, but I was like, all right, that's, he should get in trouble, and that's that. Then the comment section was filled with a lot of things like being a husband and a dad doesn't make you a good person. And also stop saying you're the biggest chess channel. You said it 10 times. And all of those are, relatively fair criticisms. I just felt strange. Clearly I don't have like the full picture of the whole situation. So in today's video, we're going to do a better job. All right. I'm still not really a big pitchfork type of guy. Like if someone does something stupid, I will call it out for being stupid. But we have a pretty big update. All right. So let's get into it. Quick summary of what occurred. Number one. All right. We had this. This was a Reddit post. Did DrLupo cheat against Wolfie in PogChamps? This was deleted, but this was 13 days ago. This is when the whole thing started. All right. And this is a long thread, which ultimately led to this post. All right. It was DrLupo saying, regarding the tournament, had a ton of fun playing, but decided to drop out of the event to help maintain competitive integrity for those involved. And having the main stream up on my left monitor over the course of the day today to watch other games being played lets me getting information I shouldn't have, etc. Now, that's not what happened. And when I made the original video, literally about an hour and a half later, Lupo came clean. So that was annoying. Because I was like, I could have waited another 90 minutes and I would have had a better, fuller video. But other people like Ludwig, I think they made it a little bit later and they had the full picture. And so then this happened, right? First of all, chess.com said he was banned for a fair play violation. And then this was a very, very big post. This came out, and I will read this to you, and then we will debrief it, and then I'm going to show you the game in question, and then we will show the big update. So Lupo said, I screwed up big time. The internet has been right basically since the beginning. It's taken me multiple waves of self-reflection and internal fighting to get to the point where I can fully admit fault without holding back. I lied to the internet repeatedly. I cheated, betrayed the trust of countless people that believed in me, viewers, family, friends, everyone, myself, carry a lot of baggage, and you all got exposed to it in the worst way. I lied to Danny Wrench. I lied to Wolfie, used him as a prop on stream. By the way, another thing I did not address in the video that I made because I was on vacation, I didn't have the full picture. That's my responsibility. Yeah, after Lupo beat Wolfie, he called him on stream and was talking to him and was like, people are saying I cheated, man. That's crazy. Yeah, bad look. I mean, there's no other way to sugarcoat it. Not a good look because he did cheat and he knew he cheated and he called Wolfie and was like, And the thing is, chess beginners don't realize how obvious it is they cheated. And he kind of was trying to clean things up. Not good. Real bad. I messaged him directly, apologized, gladly do it on stream too. Spent a big part of my life being good at games. When I suddenly wasn't good enough, I lied between games while waiting. They said to be only up, and he was using a computer on the other monitor. He was basically toggling. He was putting in moves or something like that. And then he was, seeing the top line of the end, obviously. All right. Once I blundered my queen, I panicked. I used the analysis feature there and my brain couldn't stop. I figured out the lines, but every time I panicked, I did it again. It wasn't something I planned on doing. I really did practice quite a bit leading up to the event. We're going to get into this because this part of this tweet is still being debated in the chess community. People keep asking me why I did it. I did it for a false sense of validation. I got into this a little bit in the first video that I made about this. People cheat in chess because they don't feel good enough. They feel insignificant. They feel stupid when they lose. It's a very, very uniquely humbling experience. That is why they cheat. I'm just telling you, okay? Just letting you know. Cheating is terrible, obviously, but that's why they do it, because chess has this unique type of feeling. Now, anyway, I was stupid enough, and I accept those consequences now because I deserve it. And people are going to question everything in my career. I don't blame them. I was the guy that vocally hated people who cheated in video games. Tarkov is riddled with it. I don't know anything about Tarkov. I did the most hypocritical thing I could do. I talked about mental health on stream yesterday because that stuff is very real for me. I'm restarting therapy this afternoon. I found someone on that was almost available immediately. Clearly have a problem with honesty to myself and those who care about me. It sucks that it took something like this to blow up in my face, but I'm hoping it results in me finally fixing problems that I've had for years. I'm sorry to everyone, my friends and family, people that watch me, anyone that I associate with. I betrayed your trust, etc., and so on. Okay. This is what he should have said from the very beginning. He should have just taken a moment, realized, wow, but all right. He was found out. The whole world kind of knew about it. They were sort of closing in. Dude did not give the right explanation first. Not only did he cheat in PogChamps, he called his opponent to try to laugh off the fact that people were accusing him of cheating. Then he made the first post thinking, I'm just going to say I was reading messages off the chat. This is kind of my confession, my half confession. Wasn't good enough because it was obvious you can't read the chat and make 26 perfect moves in a row. Not only can you not do that, that is now being turned into content by chess content creators. Fabiano Caruana recently did the DrLupo challenge, for example, and so did the Chess Bros. Like, it's going to be memed on. It's going to be memed on, and that's kind of what's going to happen. Then he came clean. Where people are still criticizing this post is because it's not like 110% clean. The simple explanation is he felt the pressure and he cheated in both games against Wolfie. That's what it looks like. All right. And it's not a good thing. It's not the end of the world, but it was really stupid, really poorly thought out, really obvious to any chess player that has any experience. And obviously chess.com had to take action. And on that note, this is the update. He laid low for a little bit. He went to PAX, I think it's some sort of conference. And then he rebooted a stream, and I saw this. Lupo vows to pay for next PogChamps chess event after cheating in 100K tournament. Now, look, obviously, this whole thing kind of rehashes it. But there we go. According to the streamer, he was surprised that Twitch didn't ban him for cheating. That's what a lot of people called for, because I guess if you cheat in very popular first-person shooter games, it's actually normal. They didn't ban me. I don't know why they didn't, but I took the time off because I was like, there's probably should be ramifications. None of my long-term sponsors have backed out, which I'm thankful for. So I will gladly pay for the entirety of PogChamp 7 if they let me. I will do the charity. I'll pay for the production cost, the graphic design, prize pool, the salary for commentators. I'll pay for everything. Send me the bill and I'll pay for it. He believes the total cost of the event will come to around 250K, but says that if chess.com doesn't want to associate with him, he's also looking into reputable chess charities to which he can donate. I owe the community of people that have joined and then without realizing it, because I didn't think about the consequences, attempted to defraud, and I'm sincerely sorry for that. I'm sorry that I let the addiction take over and screw this up. And he compared himself to an addict seeking a dopamine hit in the form of approval and validations from others after a conversation. Yeah, that's basically, that's the update. Now, what's interesting is in my first video, the one where I called myself the biggest chess channel like 6 times because I was nervous and sort of didn't really know what angle to take with the video, and it wasn't my best performance, let's put it this way. I mentioned that one way to give back to the community when something like this happens is through something like this. Maybe he saw the video, maybe not, I don't know. It's not that difficult to think of this idea on your own. In a nutshell, it's a nice gesture. And hopefully it's the conclusion of this whole story. It still has a little bit of a positive outlook, but it will be criticized regardless. I'm already seeing things like, this is his PR cleanup campaign. I'm already seeing things like, just like the other charity stuff he does. You know, you can't buy your way to having an improved image. All right, this is a terrible sign that like people are going to start cheating. No, they're not. He got banned. So all of this is valid criticism. If that is the opinion that you have after this, it's valid. If you start looking back at his other games that he's played, when such a high-profile gamer and streamer who has built such a community from like a decade of streaming does something like this, yeah. You know, everything that he said as well is totally valid and makes a lot of sense. It's valid to criticize and potentially doubt the other things that he has done in the other games that he's played in the past. That's not my position because, as I said in the first video, I don't know much about DrLupo. I knew him, during the early days of the pandemic, kind of playing video games in that OG crew of people, and he did the charity stuff. And he's, like I already said, a husband and a dad, which to me, maybe not to some of you commenting, but to me shows he's a pretty normal dude, has a big scale operation going, plays a lot of games, and that's it. And so when I made that first video and commented on the fact that he's cheated in this chess tournament, yeah, I mean, it was really stupid. Now, I will disagree with one small point. People are like, he cheated in a $100,000 tournament. Yeah, that sentence is really like, of course, that's a really bad thing. He didn't cheat for the money, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, streamers make plenty of money, all right? You cheat because of everything else that he described, which is not feeling like a moron on a huge public stage and incorrectly associating chess with intelligence. Why people cheat all the time. A lot of people would love to win a $100,000 tournament, and the fact that he did it was also not good, right? So should I have defended the beautiful game of chess more intensely in the first video? Maybe. But as I've already said twice, my perception of Lupo was the one that I had. I just thought he did something dumb. He still has a good way to make up for it. I think this is a perfectly reasonable way. And if it's not a chess.com PogChamps tournament, maybe it's a charity. Donate some money to some STEM programs, all right, all across the United States, to some chess teams trying to take their kids to state and national championship, give kids an opportunity to get more coaching sessions. I did such a thing. So that's the update. Bad situation, unfortunate situation, but I'm not a big pitchfork guy, not a big crusade guy. He'll suffer his consequences and life will move on. And I think there are many bigger problems in the world. That's all I have for you today. That's the update. PogChamp 7. How about that? And remember that this is the biggest chess channel. Now get out of here.